Welcome and thank you for watching the video. Before we get into it, please make sure you take a second to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if you have something nice to say, please leave a comment. Now let's get into it. You know, I mean, there's the famous story of when you driving around the block for an hour and a half.
That was fun. I was neurotic.
Will you, for the people who haven't seen the 7.5, and they probably will after this, just describe, because that's probably one of my all-time favorites. Where I'll let you talk about it, but you basically drive around a spot for an hour and a half because there's money in there, and you want to make sure that no one gets there before you.
Yeah, I was very concerned. Yeah, well, because I saw the cachet, right? I mean, I knew there was money in there, and the people that owned the money were in prison.
And this is just a little apartment in
in Brooklyn, right on Hegeman, between right.
And you get a call for what do they say is?
It was burglary.
Okay.
So we arrived. There's two young girls there at this spot, you know, and they took the door handle off and went into the apartment. So, so I was working with this internal affairs plant, female, and she was a nice person. It was a plant. She had worked for internal affairs in the 114, I think, and they transferred it to the 7.5 to cool down. And who's she working with? Me. How the fuck are you cooling down? Anyway, so burglary takes place. We show up, and sure enough, like, the two young girls, they didn't run or anything. They were just, what are you guys doing here? Well, you know, our friend's in jail, and she said we can come here, or he or she said we can come here and hang out. I said, well, you broke into the apartment. Like, would they give you a memo from jail? How'd you get to jail? What'd they do, call you up from jail? I mean, how does this work? Anyway, so I didn't take the collar. I gave it to anti-crime undercover guys. They like their numbers. They're the numbers guys. They got to get their numbers. So they arrest these two girls for burglary. And while we're there, I noticed something. First of all, how smart am I? What'd they get arrested for? Oh, I think for selling drugs. Oh, that's good. You know, bad and good, right? They did something bad, and now the good thing is that you're telling me this, so now I can find something here. So I saw boxes of shoes and stuff. When you see boxes of shoes,
big red flag.
Big red flag. So keep your boxes of shoes well hidden. But so, and then sure enough, I opened the closet, which wasn't much to open. The door's there. You open it, and there's this big garbage bag on the floor. A heavy-duty bag filled with cash. And, so, I mean, I had to get signed, you know. They couldn't use it.
How much was in that bag,
They couldn't use it.
Yeah.
You know, they were in prison. They had no use for it anymore. And one of the cops says, well, I'm going to vouch this. I said, for what? So the city gets it? Just leave it here. You know, no one, what are you going to do? Paperwork? You got the arrest. Take the arrest and go. So he did. And then you can't believe this. So I go back in, I load my pockets up with, I don't know, $5-6 grand. You know,
How much was in the whole bag, you think?
40,000, something like that. Anyway, and so I put a couple grand in my pocket, and sure enough, he comes behind me. What are you doing? I go, nothing. Nothing. Damn money keeps falling out of my pocket. Now, like, I feel like I got caught by the police, you know, putting money in my pocket. What am I going to do? Oh, yeah, this money keeps, no good, bad money. So I put it back in the bag, and then he leaves, and I go, I keep a couple of thousand on me. So I go downstairs, and I go, I got to get this fucking bag. It's on my mind. Now I got this woman in the car. She has no idea that there's
She's
money.
a good cop. She's a good cop.
She's a good cop. Yeah, she can turn to affairs. Yeah. Today she's a hero. Back then, no one wanted to work with you. So I got her in the car, and she goes, I go, yeah. So they got the collar, this and that, and I got to get the bag. I just can't leave it. Yeah. Someone's going to get it. So that's probably why the girls were there, to get the bag, right? So I end up calling Chicky, right? And now Chicky tells me he's got his car's in the shop. His car's in the shop getting repaired. Now Chicky's got no job. He used to be a cop, but he got, long story. It's a long story. So I said, well, get a car. Steal a car, rob a car, rent a car, just get a car. So with that, he calls up another guy, Brian. So Brian has a car. He's retired. He comes. He's got a brand new back then Trans Am, right? That was a big show back then. He had a Trans Am. So he drove from Brooklyn to Long Island, picked up Chicky, and drove back to the spot. So I had to wait an hour and a half circling the fucking block, keep an eye on. I don't want to. No one strange went in, and no one came out with a bag.
Yeah.
So I kept circling the block every way.
What are you telling her?
I told her, we're just going to keep an eye on the place. We're just going to keep an eye on the place because, I feel responsible. The door's not locked.
So you're a good actor.
Yeah,
on
the
top of
door's
all.
not locked. We should just stay in the area here. The owner's in prison, Rikers or something. I'm just concerned. With that, I get out of the car and I call the station house. I say, listen, boss, Dowd, in sectors, whatever it was, Eddie Frank or John Nora. Yeah, what's up? Think I can get some lost time today? He goes, yeah, sure. Now, with that, Chicky and Brian pull up. They get out of the car and they're dressed like detectives now. Right? I don't say nothing. I just keep driving. They look at me. They go in. I don't know. I circle the block, come back out, and the car's taken off. I pull, whoop, whoop, and she goes, "What's that?" I said, there's some friends of mine. I used to work here. I'll be right there. I go, how do we do it? They go, we got a big bag full of money. We're going to go count it. So I call up the station house. I say, listen, boss, I'm going to take some lost time if that's okay with you. He goes, sure, no problem. Come on in. So I go to the station house, take lost time. We call up a limousine company. We jump in a limo and head off to Atlantic City.
And then basically there to clean the money and.
Yeah, well, you wanted to turn your 20s into hundreds and stuff like that. So,
do you ever?
It's an exciting day. It was a good day.
Do you? Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you like this video and hit that subscribe button, and also follow me on Instagram at felix.levine to stay updated on all new content as it comes out.